You are, it seems, a man of many skills. A rare combination.
Approximately, how much do you make a week?
Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you're having a good year so far. If you are just getting into stocks and you want to learn how to properly get started the safe way, DM me. I have a PDF that's probably perfect for you. Basically, the process of how I learned stocks and how to read charts and the things I focused on. So I feel like it's very beneficial for that beginner person who's really starting to get into stocks now, especially because once you start getting into stocks, you're going to realize this stuff is continuously moving in cycles. So once you're able to identify the cycles, there's a nice sense of ease to your life in a way, because I'm a very optimistic person in general, but knowing the capabilities that I've learned and the fact that there's going to be opportunity eventually coming, it makes me very bullish and very excited for the future. So we're going to get into this week's ticker breakdown here, but we've got Draftkings at a key level at around $41, as you could see. When we drag out this zone here, it's a pretty major zone. We've hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll say around 7, 8 times in this zone. So we came to this zone very sharply. We could expect to see a nice bounce. So I'm expecting this week to be pretty bullish, and we're going to see a bounce bringing us probably back up to around this area, $50, 52 to 54. That's where I'm looking for us to get stuffed, because usually this downward pressure is indicating a downtrend is going to be started. That's what I've noticed for a lot of stocks recently. So big bearish volume is going to indicate that there's downward momentum coming. Short-term bounce, but over the medium term, I think Draftkings is going to be in a little downtrend. We have XLM USD. So this is Stellar. I believe this is a cryptocurrency. We have a nice uptrend. Let's see what the weekly looks like. So we're okay, nice. So we're starting this cup here. I like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do stall sideways for a bit, create a handle on this weekly pattern. We have the nice cup. If we stall sideways for a bit, we'll have the cup and handle pattern. Just draw that out for you. Something like this, where you drag it down, and we have something like that. This kind of cup here, and now we need that handle over here, something to look like that. So if that happens, it's a signal to just buy. That's a buy signal. It's not, of course, you want to set your stops, make sure your proper risk is in play, of course, but that's a bullish pattern in the markets, and we could see XLM go for a run. A lot of shit coins are about to go for a rip, probably, just because the crypto market in general is just all over the place right now. So a lot of new money is coming into the markets, and the people who aren't really knowledgeable about the crypto space, they want to see the coins that are really cheap go to a high price. So like stocks, I'd say to those people, stick with like the sector leads, which is like Bitcoin, Ethereum, there's Aave, Link. I feel like those names are more in demand and more in use right now. So check out those names. Those are more sector leads, I'd say, in the crypto space. So we got Slgg. So we've hit a major resistance point at $10. It's a wall, big sell wall here. It's heavy. We have a nice, this is the weekly time frame too. So over the past few weeks, it's been brutal. Hopefully we can bottom out in this range. It's come back to a spot where this should be our support now, right? This was once our resistance, because we came up and got rejected like a bunch of times, and then we broke over. We're back here. This should be a safe place to buy. I'd have my stops real close, but if we are going to play in this range, then this could be a great opportunity for a nice trade if we are going to get that bounce upward. It's not a guarantee though. I would be looking for this. I'd use the Fibonacci retracement tool, get the high, move it to the low, right? And then that's where the range is. If we reject the 0.382, that's showing very strong bear strength. That means we probably don't want to be bullish, but we could get a bounce upward. That's what I'd be looking for on Slgg. Mtrx. So I've been playing with this chart a lot lately. Let's get that off there. I like what I'm seeing on Mtrx. It's technically working perfectly. this trend line held us down for a few months. We broke over it and we rejected off with big volume with this nice hammer reversal at the bottom of a range. We have 298 as our highest at the range and 94 cents at the top. We're currently at 172, and the way we're coiling up and just slowly grinding, we're now above the 20 moving average. I like it, man. Everything's looking bullish so far. Of course, there is still downside. We could fall back to this 150 range. This level right here is, in my opinion, where I think we should hold this. If we do want to go consolidate a little further, we need to hold that. But everything so far is looking great. I really like Mtrx. I think we have potential to move up to that 298 zone. Then again, overall, I'm thinking it's going to be a cup, some sort of cup or launch pad or cup and handle pattern, something along the lines of that's going to happen, I believe. I love the way things are shaping up on Mtrx. Keep it on the watch list. Things could get juicy soon. So Lemonade, I had to bail Lemonade. Things are looking a little bit bearish here. So we broke below our demand zone, which usually means there's further downside coming. So what I should have noticed instantly on this day, the 27th of April, was that there was a top. We have the tweezer tops. So if you seen my candlestick video, there's tweezer tops right there. That's a great signal that we're going to continue downside. And we rejected this zone a couple times. So it's this 98 range, $100 range, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. The tweezer tops was the top signal. Right now, I'm going to wait and see for this to balance out. I don't know if you guys have seen the overall. Wow, it is bright. Wow. Damn. That's crazy. An overall psychology chart that I've posted on my story. I'll make sure that I post it on my story today. So when you're watching this video, go check my story. Good charts will look like this specific overall psychology of the markets chart, right? That chart is what most good stocks look like. Like they take a big hit, but then eventually they balance out, and it's a part of the cycle. This is a cycle. Now, if that's going to happen with Lemonade, this could fizzle out for a while, right? Continue the downtrend, and then all of a sudden it's going to ramp up one day. So keep it on the watch list, just because right now it's not looking juicy, right? It's pretty bearish right now. Massive downtrend for a few months. Follow the trend. Right now, the trend's not our friend right now, because it's a downtrend. Short-term trades only. Looks like we're rejecting the 20 EMA. So every time you get to the 20, you're probably going to have to sell. Like, these are just things I'm picking up with Lmnd, and some of the names, the tech names have been doing this too, man. A lot of the tech names have been acting this way. But that's what could be happening. So just because the stocks aren't super bullish right now, keep them on the watch list. Maybe it might take a year, who knows? But mid next year, you want to be ready. You want to know that you're technical, so then when that opportunity comes, you'll capitalize, and there's going to be money to be made. Lspd Lightspeed. I like this stock. Great Canadian name. The technicals have been looking great. I'd be watching for this zone. We need a hold. If not, we're going to come back down to retest this area. And if we do come back to test this, it's a clear buy. If it comes back to the $50 range, it's a clear buy, because that's our major supply zone, 1, 2, 3, and that's over 2 years time. We come back to that area, it'll act as a demand likely. So if we can't hold this $69 range, look forward to buy at around $50 or basing around that $50 range. Abst. So it looks like we're trading in some sort of channel here. I'd be looking for, oh, actually, now that I relook at it, it could be wedging or triangling a little bit. If we can't hold this range, $16, yikes, it could go down a bit. Overall, it looks like it does need to consolidate a little bit further on Abst. I don't see a clear buy signal right now. It looks like it needs to consolidate a little bit more. It looks like this $16 range should act as demand, but I'd look and wait for the breakout. That's the safest thing to do when you're playing the wedges and the triangles, is to wait for the breakout. If it does get the breakout, that's your buy. QST. Ooh, this one got hit. We got hit. So this one is this zone up here, $5 is a huge sell zone. So every time we come up here, it's a sell. Right now, I don't really like what I see, just because there's nothing catches my eye instantly that's really that bullish. So right now, I just let this one fizzle out, let it develop until something happens. It looks like there's a lot of sell pressure. We tried to come back up, but we got shot back down. Right now, I can't really make much of this. I'd let this one develop for sure. Ethereum. So it looks like this is our consolidation range. So what I want to look for is I get the fibs. I mark 2000 because that's where we've wicked off of multiple times. And it was kind of like the start to this run, right? So 2000 range up to the top. We drag it sideways. And now when I'm looking at it, we look to be kind of holding the 0.382. But anywhere in this range, we could come back to. We want to hold 2800. That's the most bullish sign. Well, not the most bullish, but the last straw would be the golden pocket. If we can't hold the golden pocket, we'll probably retest 2500. That will be a great place to buy. I'm super bullish long term and midterm on Ethereum. I like the technicals on it. I think right now we should be gathering more ETH because this is a short-term consolidation in the major trend. Once we get going and it gets up past 5K, past 6K, everyone's going to be like, oh, this is too late. Like, I don't want to get in, right? So I like what I'm seeing here, to be honest. It's just consolidating sideways. We don't see extreme bear volume right now, at least, but the trend is so strong. This is the crypto you want to be definitely playing right now. We have BTC showing some weakness. What we had here on BTC was the rising wedge. This rising wedge is a bearish signal that we're gonna top out in this range. It was around 60K. We came up, tried to push towards 65, and then we got shot down. And then what happened is we had the high, we created a low, the lower high, and now we're starting this short-term downtrend. Where we want to see it go? Well, what I have mapped out is this $41,000 range, just because when we use the Fibonacci extension, because we could use it not just for bullish cases, we could use it for bearish cases as well. So to the downside, from the high to the low to the lower high, this extension says we could target around 41K, which makes sense. If we come back to this range to test around this area, it would start to add up. I would expect a bounce in this range. And then we could maybe create some sort of, or it could be happening now, but some sort of sideways consolidation in a channel way, where we'll be playing from 60K to like maybe 40 or 45, just in sideways in this range. That would be very bullish for Bitcoin. Very bullish. So again, do your due diligence. Understand what Ethereum is. Understand what Bitcoin is. Understand how they're disrupting the financial situation. Like, just do the due diligence, understand what it is, and then make a decision on how you're going to extract the money from the ride up, because there's a lot higher for them both to go. So I believe that's all we got for today. Cheers, guys. Have a good week. Remember, risk management is most important.